Right then, it is the start of the January transfer window, which means it is the start of a January transfer special. What is going on there, guys? It is your boy Kempy, and you guys have given me so many suggestions on signings to go ahead and make. So a massive thank you to everyone that left a comment in the video and on the post I done last night as well. You lot are absolute legends. Now, I've got a lot to bring you up to speed on. Obviously, it is the start of the transfer window, which is fantastic. We might be the most inconsistent side I've ever managed on any FM ever. I believe last episode we finished off with the Atletico Madrid game. Since then, we drew 3-3 against Brentford. We lost 4-2 against Fulham. We won 3-0 against Forest, 4-2 against Brighton, lost 4-1 against West Ham, won 4-1 against Burnley, and then lost 3-2 against Wolves about 10 seconds ago in my life. And I'm absolutely fuming because we just are absolutely useless, and we're also out of the Champions League, and we come fourth in the group on whatever it's called, whatever it is, you know what I mean. But I'm actually fuming, right? So we're out of the Champions League as well. We come fourth on head-to-head is the word I was thinking of. So the rest of this season is getting to the end and hopefully qualifying for Europe next year. That is what the board wants, and of course that is what I want for this save. Now, we have got a lot of money to go ahead and spend, £63 million, and I have got a very interesting offer which I'm very much considering. Now, Kieran Trippier is captain, he is leader, he is legend. He's got no interest in joining Tottenham, but I'm sure we could convince him. A value of £33 million interests me a lot because so far this season, Trippier's got a 6.79 average rating. Now, of course, we have got young right-back Tino Livramento at the club, who is not quite as good as Trippier just yet, but he's just 21 years of age and is absolutely fantastic and develops into being one of the best fullbacks in world football. £35 million for a 33-year-old is a lot of money. So I'm going to discuss this with Trippier first of all and try and persuade him. My plans here, I think you really need to consider joining them. I've been informed that you're not sure about receiving the next one bid from Spurs. It's too good to turn down. I'm asking you to do it. I accept the fan talks, but I can't let that influence my career choices. It's not every day you get to join a still like Spurs. I'm still willing to talk to them. I'll see what they can offer and make a decision based on that. Okay, thank you, Kieran. Now we need to actually see if we can get a lot of money for him, because obviously 35 is great, but can we get more? I'm not too really fussed about the instalments, to be honest, or really too much about these. I'd rather get money up front. So if we can get this up to £32 million and have a £40 million fee agreed, we can. I think that is a fantastic deal. Let me know in the comments down below. Would you accept £40 million for Kieran Trippier? I understand in real life he's an absolute legend, but we need money because we are awful. There are so many positions that I want to strengthen, and getting a new right back is very easy, especially when we've already got Livramento. £40 million for Trippier is a no-brainer for me. Underwemi is going to go out on loan as well to QPR, and we'll try and get him as a regular starter there, which he should be, which he is. That'll be a good move for him. He's obviously our little superstar of this save so far. And Amadou Diallo to transfer to Leeds. He's got okay potential. I'd rather we had some sort of buyback or percentage increase on him, which we do. So we'll set 50% if I can click on that one. And he can head out to Leeds as well. Now, I have got I'm still quite ill, and I did not think this video was going to come out today at all. So bear with me if there's a lot of jump cuts and stuff, because the coughing, sneezing, everything like that is going to be happening. I just need to try and cut it all out to make this a nice episode and you guys don't throw up. Now, we are going to do the whole of January in today's episodes. That's going to be a home tie against Manchester United in the FA Cup. Yes, of course, we got United in the FA Cup, a very difficult draw. Aston Villa at home in the Premier League. Now, if we beat Manchester United, there'll be another FA Cup game in the middle of this where we've got Spurs away from home to finish off January, and then the deadline day. So make sure you are smashing the support, because like I said, this video was not going to come out today, but because your support, this video is coming out. Now, Nick Pope has got a fractured wrist and is injured for 5 weeks, which is brilliant. Fabian Schär and Botman have played every minute pretty much this season and in massive needs of rest. Dan Burn has played way too many games for my liking. He's been quite good, but he should not be playing that many games. Bruno G constantly needs a rest. Tonali constantly needs a rest. There is just not enough squad depth here at Newcastle, and all of our goals are coming from one man, Alexander Isak. So we've got a very, very busy January transfer window to go ahead and go through. Now, I have shortlisted all of your players that you guys mentioned. Obviously, Rafinha is here. He needs to get out of the door. These are all the shortlist players that you guys have mentioned. I spoke to people in real life as well, and players that they have mentioned. So Harry Maguire, I think it's a very, very possible option for £12.5 million. That's an absolute bargain. Brahim Diaz is someone I've been recommended as well. £19 million. And this guy as a creative midfielder or a winger on attack on this right-hand side to cut inside and use that left foot or his right foot. Very, very tempting for just £19 million. And that's what I mean. But the money we can get for Trippier, we can invest it in so many different ways. I mean, Tiani Rinders was a fantastic person, a fantastic recommendation from the comments. And I think this guy might be the guy, you know. He's just signed for AC Milan in real life. He's already played 18 games over there. I think him as an advanced playmaker next to Tonali and having Bruno G sitting deep, that could be very, very exciting. He looks absolutely fantastic. Lorenzo Pellegrini might be a little bit too expensive. We'll see. He's a fantastic player. There's no doubt in it. But we'll have to see if we can afford it. Calvin Phillips was a great suggestion. But sadly, they want £112 million for him, which obviously is not going to be happening. So I'm going to remove Calvin Phillips from the list. Fikayo Tomori is one that I was thinking of. Way too much money. Antonio Silva from Benfica is worth £67 million. Now, that is potential there. Because I think he's a fantastic young centre-back. So the potential. Donny van der Beek I don't think is a bad shout at all. Again, speaking in real life, I think Donny could be a very good player at Newcastle. £12 million. Getting him and Maguire in for £24 million. Solves a lot of issues in terms of rotation and depth, and they're both very good players that could certainly do a good old job here. Gonçalo Inacio is £51 million, but one of the best centre-backs on the game, and I'm very, very tempted to spend all of our money on Gonçalo Inacio. Mane Kone is £36 to £58 million, currently an A-, still being scouted, looks fantastic. Pascal Struijk, I think, is another option. Maybe not Maguire, maybe Pascal Struijk is the person we go out and buy, because I do like Shah and Botman, so I'm not looking to really replace Shah or Botman, but maybe one to rotate as the third rather than it being Dan Burn comes in to centre back. Trevor Chalobah is £96 million, simply too much, sadly. Lee Kang-in is a player that I thought of, obviously at PSG in real life, just signed there, has hardly played a game for them, just 2 games started, 8 off the bench. Can play across the front three and sit a bit deeper as a Mezzala, so very potentially an option there. And look at the value, just about £12 million, so certainly someone I'm considering. Todibo is £70 million, so sadly going to be a bit too expensive. And maybe another signing as centre-back number 5, or number 4 at the club, sorry, will be Adam Wharton. Now, the legend, shadow striker I work with on Surat Asai, has recommended this guy, and he's an absolute baller. Now, he's a DM / centre mid, so maybe not a centre-back, that's his brother, the centre-back, but as a rotational option in midfield, for a fee of probably £10 million would be absolutely fantastic. So a lot of players to keep scouting, a lot of players to look through and try and find the right players for this club. I want to see if that Trippier deal goes through first, and then we can reconvene at transfers. But I've waffled on for 7 minutes so far, and yeah, we need to get into things. So let's get into this game against Manchester United, and I'll bring you back, of course, in the meantime, if anything happens with any outgoings, and obviously with Trippier as well. Right, well, it's been a busy opening week to the transfer window, but nothing concrete just yet. So before we have a look at them bits that we've already gone ahead and done, we're going to get into this game in the FA Cup against Manchester United. The other thing I will confirm is Kieran Trippier did not accept the move to Tottenham for £40 million. I then offered him out for 30, and we've still got nothing back. So we're going to call it there, and Trippier is going to be staying around as the captain of the club, which I'm not angry about at all. Tonali straight in there, sadly not going to retain possession. This should be a good game against United. They're saying I might get sacked if we lose this. It's only the media. I don't believe it in the slightest. We are 8th in the league. We are, sadly not in the Champions League or the Carabao Cup anymore, but I do think we're good enough to stay in our job here at Newcastle. I think we'll still qualify in the top 6, maybe even still the top 4. So no panic is necessary. We're going to pick the season up. We just need to get our brand new signings in. That's enough about signings. It's game day, and a massive game as well. Good ball in there to Alex Isak, who has been pretty much our only goal scorer, and you can see why, because that's a fantastic ball into Anthony Gordon, who has every opportunity to score and puts it wide. Now, I am very frustrated at the fact that we're not scoring enough goals from our wide players. We're not creating enough chances in the midfield, which is why I've asked for a creative midfielder from you guys. So I think that is our main issue. Obviously, we've got a Bagsman up front who can score goals for absolute fun, as he showed already this season. Bruno Fernandes goes close from the free kick. But our issue is creating chances. In that midfield, it doesn't surprise me that that's our issue. It doesn't surprise me that Newcastle probably do need a creative midfielder. I'd probably move into a 4-2-3-1 if we do get one as well, which just pushes us ever so slightly up the pitch. Maguire has picked up an injury, which is fantastic. But first, we've got this corner. Trippier goes short to Bruno G. who nearly scores, but just over the bar. Good save. No, not even a save by Albinder, but just over from Bruno G. Corner ball then, Target with the ball in. Bayindir, oh my god, I think Bayindir actually dropped it, which is the first time I've ever seen that on FM, which is pretty cool to see, to be honest. But Target with another ball in from the corner. We're going to get Maguire off in just a second. Not quite going to leap up. Shah's not quite going to get the ball back into the box. I'm quite happy with the performance in this game. We've been the dominant side, which is good to see from the stats. Just not putting the ball in the back of the net, which, like I said, seems to be a bit of an issue for us. We're going to bring on Sean Longstaff in midfield as well. You can see from the stats on the left-hand side, just a slightly bit less possession, but more shots, but only 3 of the 14 on target, which again highlights the issue. I mean, an XG of 1.95 is actually ridiculous, the fact that we've not scored. Nearly a 2 XG and not a goal. It's now going to be an Ericsson corner, whipped in. Oh, can it get cleared? Garnacho's going to pick this one up, binds Ericsson back on the wing to Lindelof. Oh, Gordon had to get a touch on that. Anthony just blazes it wide. It's going to be a good confidence booster for Loris Karius as well. Maybe he will be staying as our keeper for this January transfer window, or maybe there's a backup coming in. You'll have to keep your eyes peeled, because that's going to be just after this game. We're going to go through what we've done so far. I'm not going to push too much for a victory. We probably should, shouldn't we? We are the home side. We're going to bring on Matthias Tell then on the left wing. Callum Wilson's injured for a month, so we can't even sell him because he's injured, and he can't be on the bench, which is fantastic. So for this game, Matthias Tell is our impact man off the bench. Not that Callum Wilson's done anything this season. He's been pretty much useless, which is great. I think he got sacked for playing him. That's how bad he's been. But we have just got a couple of minutes to go. And now part of me thinks we should go for this. Now thinking we are the home side. It's going to go to a second leg, I believe, which will have to go to Manchester and try and get a result in. Just a minute left. And we are going to have to head to Manchester and try and get a result. We did quite well. A good performance. I think that might be our first ever clean sheet, to be honest. We've been so bad defensively. But that is interesting. A few bits coming through. Big Albert's injured for 2 weeks, which is great, of course. Because, you know, we love injuries and they happen all the time anyway. So we might as well get one to Mickey Alberon. But the transfer dealings we've got so far, Harry Maguire, I'm trying to bring in for £13 million. Just £7 million up front. I think is a big impact on centre-back 3. I think we still have Shah and Botman as our starters, but Maguire can certainly sort of compete with Fabian Shah if we compare the two of them, if I can work out how to do it on the mouse. We compare them both. They're very, very similar. Harry Maguire maybe a little bit better aerially, but Shah better defensively and, of course, a little bit quicker and better on the ball. But Maguire certainly will be a good third-choice centre-backs. And Andre Lunin from Real Madrid is a fantastic young goalkeeper, 24 years of age. A a crazy release clause and a big value, but signing for just £1.6 million. As the second-best goalkeeper at the club behind Nick Pope, and for £1.6 million makes a lot of sense. The outgoing so far, we're looking at Bravka, Jamal Lascelles, Dummett. Kraft is off. Miley and Anderson are going to loan out now because we don't need them for sort of backups. Now we've got just the Premier League to pretty much play, and possibly literally just the Premier League if we lose to Manchester United. We are going to need to have Miley and Anderson in and around the club not getting game times. We're going to see if we can get them out on loan. The Lunin deal is just subject to a work permit, which is great. So I'll bring you guys back. Actually, we'll quickly just skip this draw and see who we'll get if we beat Manchester United in the round of 3. We'll get Middlesbrough, which shows how unlucky we got to draw United. So let's see if we can make any signings before this game against Aston Villa. There is 2 players that I am extremely interested in bringing into that cam role. Obviously, number 1 is Brahim Diaz, but number 2 is Emil Smith-Rowe, who's been transfer listed by Arsenal. 23 years of age, so a year Brahim Diaz is younger. It looks fantastic in the stats. Better physically, same speed, better vision, better attacking, 1 less technical, better aerially, 1 less mental, 1 less defending. And if we are going to move in to a sort of 4-2-3-1, does it make more sense to bring in ESR? Good first touch, great dribbling, obviously very determined, good speed, can play on both wings as well, can play deeper if needs be. £31 million for an English central midfielder, I think, is maybe too good to sort of turn down. I'm going to ask, I'm going to make an offer and try and, you know, just get a little bit lower than 31. We'll go for 27.5 with 7.5 on instalments. They are happy with the instalments. We'll try and go 21 and 9. Ooh, we can actually get a pretty good deal here with Arsenal. in my opinion. After 50 games, they get another 2 million to make it 32, 21 million up front, and Emile Smith-Rowe could be our option. Now, I was a big fan of Tijani Rinders, but he is now worth £46 million and not interested in joining. I asked the agent, and sadly, he is no longer interested. He's got more interested in coming to us than he has going to Barcelona or Juventus, which is great. Now, obviously, if you get over a 7, you can become a regular starter rather than a squad player. See if he's happy with that. He is happy with that. Emile Smith-Rowe could be the brand new cam of Newcastle, which would be a fantastic deal for us. 75k a week, 4-year deal is signed. We'll see if we do complete that deal as well. And in fact, we've got just a few sales. Amadou Diallo's out, Anderson's out on loan, and Harry Maguire is joining Newcastle for £8 million. Big Slabhead is here. I don't think that's the worst deal in the world, you know. 2.5-star player. I think he's really a 3-star. I think he's a lot better than Dan Burn if we were to compare him and Mr. Burn himself. We've got a much better defender in Harry Maguire. Sort of very similar, to be honest, but I think that just sort of shows that Harry Maguire can be a very good third choice centre back here, and we can keep Dan Burn at the left back, and I think that's very good, and it's certainly better than Jamal Lascelles. We're selling for £1.8 million, just, you know, sort of 20% of the Harry Maguire fee covered already. I don't mind that at all. Andre Lunin is also through the door, a 2.5-star player with 3-star potential ability. He is a fantastic backup to Nick Pope, and I think as a goalkeeper that we could see the brand new dynamic potential with the growth of the sort of when you get 24 you can still grow. You haven't got to be 19 years of age and break through. We could see that with Andre Lunin, I certainly do believe. And Lewis Miley's going out to Plymouth to be a regular starter in the Championship, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So he can now go out there and get some game time. But a massive game coming up against Aston Villa. Probably going to have 2 brand new players in the starting 11, which is exciting, but you know, a little bit nerve-wracking as well, because we need to make this sort of count now. Aston Villa are in 7th place. We're in 9th. We are just 4 points behind them. No, we're 3 points behind them. They've got 2 games in hand. So a team that we should be level with, if not a tiny bit better than. A massive game, 3 o'clock on a Saturday. They're always fun. And it is confirmed then, brand new signings, Andre Lunin and Harry Maguire both come straight into the starting 11 for this massive game against Aston Villa. Now, Harry Maguire cannot play in the next game against Manchester United in the Cup, because obviously he's cup tied. So I thought, you know what, we'll play him in this one so he gets his feet on the ground. Aston Villa, a very strong side. We struggled against him once already this season, I believe. We're having to play Matthias Tell on the left wing because Mickey Almiron is injured, because of course injuries are everywhere. I have faith in you, and both Maguire and Lunin have listened in and they're ready to get in to their Newcastle United debut. A massive game, and I'm very excited to see what these two can do. Hopefully they can shore up the defence a little bit, and you never know, maybe better on the attack as well. We've conceded a minute 40 from a corner. Harry Maguire should be good at them, defending them. Lunin should be saving them. I mean, it's a great start, isn't it? I mean, Slabhead's at the near post, and he's... Alright, I see how this is going to go then, shall we? Good start to the game, and the start is just going to get better, because literally a minute later there's a highlight. Aston Villa with John McGinn on the edge of the box. He's going to have a lot of space, and he's going to batter it into the bottom corner. Wow, 6 minutes in. Signed a new centre-back and a new goalkeeper. It's a nice... coming to be solid. What's happened then? What's this then? Why have you done that, Slabhead? Why have you done that? You're the right centre-back. Oh... The pain will never leave me. Why did I sign Harry Maguire? Oh, dearie me. 2 shots in 10 minutes, and Lunin is certainly to blame as well. 2 shots, 2 goals against, 0.23 XG. Fantastic. Right, can we have something going forward now? Oh, Isaac, you should have intercepted that one. Pau Torres through to Konsa at the back. Good interception, Matthias Tell. Can you find the pass? No, you're just going to shoot from distance. Great, that's what I asked you to do, isn't it, Matthias? Thank you for that one, son. We are back on top in this game, but sadly we're on top after conceding 2 goals in the first 6 minutes, which is great. So, yes, one of them episodes, I think, today. I think I say that every episode, because we're awful on camera by the looks of things, and being battered by a team we should be better than, which is great. Digno the ball in, Ramsey with a shot, Lunin makes a save. Huzzah! Still 2-0 at half-time. It could be worse, because we might about to go 3-0 down. Ramsey sets to the edge of the box. Tonali with a good challenge, but we're not going to retain possession. And Zaniolo is on the ball on the left-hand side. Whips it in. And I thought McGinn won a header against Botman. Then I was about to lose my mind. Cash to McGinn, back into Kamara, into McGinn. Target brings him down. Probably a red card, probably a penalty. And the worst first half I've ever seen is just obvious. Penalty awarded. Great, thanks. And target's not been sent off, so I suppose every win's a win. Watkins with a penalty. Goal! We're 3-0 down at half-time. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Right, well, I've been making a brand new tactic anyway for when we get this new creative midfielder in, so we might as well try it out now, I suppose. I mean, we've got no one that can play in cam. I suppose Harvey Barnes will do a job there and Joelinton can come off because he's been pretty crap recently, so that is what it is. We'll go into a 4-2-3-1 and see if we get battered here as well. Anthony Gordon's picked up a knock within 2 minutes of the second half. Fantastic. Just exactly what we needed, and it's going to just be one of them games that we're going to get battered. And like I said, we're the most inconsistent team in the league by the sounds of it. Isaac on a 6.2 but has 21 goals. Like, what are you doing? Corner ball, Zaniolo with it in. Pau Torres wins the header, hits the crossbar, falls out to Longley on the right wing, whips it in back stick. Zaniolo's there again. Lunin with the save. I mean, he's not actually been that bad today, I suppose, has he? He's on a 6.3. He's been pretty bad. Harry Maguire on a 6.5. Matt Target on a 6.1. I mean, that is absolutely awful. Dan Burn back at left back. The absolute dream of Football Manager. You can tell I'm really enjoying it today. We're living the dream playing FM. Being FM, well, not even being, we are semi-being FM, to tell you what, we are certainly the dominant side of this game, but I don't understand what we're doing wrong, because nothing's going. They're playing Matty Cash in the inside forward. Like, we do need to use positional play. Is that what the meta is? I don't know still. I haven't played enough to know what the meta is, but the meta isn't playing as Newcastle and getting battered week in, week out, because that's what we do for absolute fun. Trippier with the free kick from 30 yards out. It's going to take about a half hour to take it. Not only there's a minute to go, Trips, and we're a minute 3-0 down. You might as well stick this top bins then, shall you? No, wide of the mark. Fantastic. 3-0 loss to Aston Villa. Let's move on and make some signings, because I cannot stand this team. Right, some good news. Finally, Emile Smith-Rowe is in on the day of the game, and he's probably going to go straight in to the starting lineup if he can, because we need some creative genius in this team. We are not creative enough. Manchester United up next. He's cup tied, which to be fair was to be expected. If I use my brain for 2 seconds, I'd have figured that one out. But we are going to just take off Pizarro for, I suppose, Matt Ritchie to be a backup. Anthony Gordon cannot play this game. Miggy Almiron can. That's just a rotation that we have to do. Harry Maguire can actually play this game, and Sven Botman is absolutely battered, but Botman's got to play. Babi and Shah's coming back in. Dan Burns coming back in as well as a fullback on support. Bruno G, you've got to play. Tonali, you've got to play. Joelinton, you've got to play. I mean, we can actually rotate them and it's better apparently, so we'll do that. And yeah, I mean, I'm not looking forward to this at all. Away at United, probably another absolute battering coming our way. They're playing a pretty strong side. Kobe Mainu is in the starting team, which is pretty sick to see. But I mean, it's going to be a tough ask today. Right, Matthias Taylor to the left-hand side, skips inside Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka tackles him like it's a fully grown adult taking a ball for an 8-year-old. Great ball from Kobe Mainu through to Marcus Rashford, who scores in 6 minutes. Oh, I just don't understand. What am I doing wrong? It's a ball over the top. We've not got a high line on. And Matthias Tell's injured. Good Lord. Right, Harvey Barnes. Can you get us an equaliser, Harvey? Probably not. It's just an absolute nightmare. This is an absolute nightmare. Rashford, Bruno G with the tackle. Rashford still retains possession. Kobe Mainu is going to just run it, and he's 18 years of age. Wan-Bissaka drives all the way to the left-hand side, and we're going to just... What am I meant to do? Wan-Bissaka has just dribbled through us like we're not even there. He's the worst ball user right back I've ever seen. Oh, look at it. Just watch it. I can't watch it. Wan-Bissaka. Just... Oh, my God. This is meant to be a fun January special. It's going to be us getting sacked in January and just... Oh, my God. 2-0 in 12 minutes. We're out the FA Cup. Bayindir at the back finds Lindelof. Across to Lisandro Martinez into Scott McTominay. We could have got a challenge in there, Miggy Almiron, but don't worry about it. You can get a challenge in there instead. Right, Trippier, Joelinton, Shah, Trippier, Almiron, Joelinton. Beautiful play. Joelinton, please find Isaac, and Isaac scores a goal. Great move. That's exciting. 2-1 and a very well built up goal there using pretty much exactly what we're looking to do. Get the winger nice and wide, find the midfielder driving through, find Alex Isak, and Isak scores. Superb. Do that another 4 or 5 times and we might score another goal. Keep it going, lads. Corner ball for United 30 seconds after, and they've had 2 shots all game, and I thought I was about to say 3 and 3 goals. Lindelof is going to have 3 shots and 3 goals for Manchester United as he just finds the top corner like he's a prime bloody R9. 3-1. Lunin hasn't made a save yet, I don't think, because he in both games. What a signing. 3 shots, 2 on target, 3 goals. That says everything there is to say about this game so far. We're being absolutely battered pillar to post, and there's not a lot I can do about it. Trippier throws it down to Maguire. We can now maybe try and retain possession. Bruno G into Sven Botman at left centre-back. To Dan Burn. Can he drive down the line like the dangerous big man he is? He can. And he can get tackled by the 5'1" Anthony. Superb. And then Dan Burn's running inside like he's an inverted wing-back. Classic. Lindelof to Wan-Bissaka. Anthony finds Eriksen back into Lindelof. Can we get an interception? No, we're going to get dragged out of pillar to post. Eriksen's going to drive down the line. Tonali with a fantastic challenge. Anthony's there. Finds Eriksen. It's 4-1. Oh, I might just see you at the end of this game. We've lost 8-1. You might not see anything else because this is just horrendous. We're out of the FA Cup in the 3rd round. Fantastic. We lost to United 4-1. Absolutely battered. I mean, I'm not proud. We were absolutely shocking. I'm genuinely scared for my job at this point because we have now got knocked out of absolutely everything. The squad's unhappy with the situation. So am I, lads. You're absolutely rubbish. Be better. Be better, please. Just get better on the pitch and we won't have to have these conversations about this. And lacking a squad depth, I agree. I'm making signings, okay? Good Lord. I think I need more. We need more signings, don't we? Who else is there we can bring in? I need to go through the squad and have a look who else we need to bring in. But that was absolutely shocking. Right when I said there wasn't enough quality in the forward line and creative genius, we've signed Emil Smith-Rowe and we've signed Brahim Diaz. £17.5 million. I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. We are simply not creating enough chances. We're not doing well enough on the ball. This guy's got 16 dribbling, great ball playing ability, great off the ball work, and great pace. So it's a fantastic signing to come in and be a backup central attacking midfielder to Emil Smith-Rowe, and he can also come on in any of them 3 positions. We're also looking to sign Fran Garcia to be left back. Now, so we've got Lewis Hall that's also here, which can't play just yet, but Fran Garcia would be probably the backup to Lewis Hall next season. I think Lewis Hall will come in and be our starting left back next year. So Fran Garcia would come in for £5.4 million from Real Madrid. Is a very good left back and is certainly better than Dan Burn. So that's what we do. Longstaff has had a couple of offers for him. We are going to accept him because he's not going to get the game time that he might want. Diaz is obviously now in the club, which is good to see. Joe Linton's injured for a day, Kraft for a couple of days. Brahim Diaz is obviously here. Wilson's back from injury. Gonzalo Inacio has gone to Arsenal. And just really frustrating that these sort of things are happening. But I think that's a very, very good signing with Brahim Diaz coming in. I think Fran Garcia would also be a very good backup left back. And we've got a big game away at Spurs next up. So things don't get easier, but hopefully we can pick things up before this game. And Fran Garcia is now in as well for £5.5 million. Again, a good enough left back to come in and be a backup, which is good. The other thing is Destiny Adoji has just handed in a transfer request. I definitely would have gone for him because I think he's absolutely fantastic, but sadly we can't. Let's just quickly register both Brahim Diaz and Smith-Rowe. We need to unregister Matt Ritchie and register Fran Garcia as well, and then that should be all good. We should have enough homegrown players as well. We've signed a couple of English players, which is good to see. Fran Garcia isn't going to start this game. It is going to be Matt Target. You can see I sort of like to set things up in an 11-11 first team, second team, so you can see now I've actually got 22 players that I'm happy with, which is good. Only one minor injury to Nick Pope, who's going to start this game because we need him. Other than that, we are fully fit and we are ready to go. Shah and Botman don't like each other, which is great. I mean, I don't believe that based on what I see in real life. But ESR is going to start this game in cam. Gordon on left wing. Miggy Almiron is going to start right wing. Bruno G, Tonali, Target, Botman, Shah, Trippier, Isak up top. To me, this is our strongest team. So we need to actually go out there and put in a bit of a performance today. Dan Burn, Fran Garcia is not going to go on the bench today as he's just literally rocked up. Let me just quickly sort out the bench. So we've got the strongest bench as well. because I would like to have a stronger bench. It's a bit of a difficult one. I think we're actually not going to have Tell on the bench because he is coming back from injury. Other than that, we are a very strong bench as well. Strong first team, strong bench. Probably the first time I'm actually happy with the team at this point in the season. Let's pump the fits. Media have been on our back for ages now. They certainly have. We are up against it. We are up against the sack. They seem to have lost 4 games in a row. No Heung-min Son. This is the time to beat them. Right, Trippier to Smith Rowe against Spurs. How good would it be if he did bits on his debut? Obviously playing a 4-2-3-1 today from the off. I thought we were going to score straight away. I'd have been so excited. Kulusevski back in to Vicario, to Mickey van der Ven. Can we put some pressure on this Spurs side? I'm not sure if the base 2 centre midfields is good yet, or it needs to be 2 DMs. I've not tested it yet, so we might get ripped apart, which I am scared about. And if we do start to see we're going to get dominated, I'll drop the centre mids into CDM. Jedson Fernandez down the right-hand side finds Kulusevski. Good challenge from Tonali, and we've just tackled each other. And they scored already with an Celso. Why have we tackled each other? What are you doing? Ugh, this game infuriates me to another level. Who was that? Did Bruno Guimaraes just tackle Tonali? Yes, he did. Why? What are you doing? Leave him alone. Right, Spurs have just switched to a 4-3-3. Where I'm guessing we're getting quite a lot of luck in that sort of cam roll. They've just tried to sort of stop that. We'll see what sort of impact we can make still. Maguire on the ball, driving from the right-hand side. Tonali finds Emile Smith-Rowe. Great ball to Gordon. That is what we've been missing. Even if we don't score, I'm not fussed. Emile Smith-Rowe, that is exactly what I wanted to see. Someone pick the ball up and spray it out wide like that. Thank you. Good Lord, it's the first time I've seen it. That's fantastic. Right, Matt Target to Smith-Rowe. I love him. I love him. Smith-Rowe is going to be the star of the save. He's going to save my job. We're going to have the Champions League and Smith-Rowe to be captain. Trippier with the ball in. That was never going to come to anything, but I'm very happy with the last 30 seconds we've seen. Right, building up from the back. Let's go again. Bruno G, Tonali. They're sitting quite deep, which I do quite like. Mickey Almiron, good challenge from Mickey van der Ven. And Spurs can now counter. Kulusevski, great ball to Jedson. How was he so good? Richarlison can't score, thank you. Nick Pope. Why is Jedson so bloody good? Honestly, Nick Pope's apparently to make another save, and now corner to Spurs. The fact that highlights started before the corner scares me a lot. I've played a lot of FM in my time to know they're probably going to score. Great save, Nick Pope. Lo Celso nearly scored again. This Spurs team is so weird. Jedson Fernandez and Lo Celso are pulling the strings. What on earth is going on? Good ball in the back stick. Good header away. And we should see the end of this highlight. Lo Celso, please leave me alone. Sessegnon as well. I mean, what a weird team this is. I mean, Madison's just playing with Fernandez, Bentancur. Lo Celso's playing left wing. So odd how they're getting so much space, but they are. Just a minute to go then in this first half. I'm not unhappy with this result so far. We are playing quite well, which I'm happy with. Smith-Rowe has made a massive impact to kick things off, which is great. We've got Brahim Diaz on the bench who's going to come on very shortly. Things are looking more positive than they were just 5 minutes ago. So hopefully we can get something out of this game. Things haven't really gone to plan so far, so we're going to bring on Brahim Diaz and Harvey Barnes to come and make the impact. That is an exciting couple of changes to be able to make. We've still got Joe Linton on the bench as well, who is certainly going to come on at some point. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Right, defend this and counter-attack. Lo Celso finds Van der Ven. Trippier with the ball. Brahim, you're meant to be better on the ball than that. What are you doing? Bentancur, Romero, stop him. Stop him. Stop him. Pope, stop him. Thank you. We're not doing very well at stopping him, I'll give him that. Tonali is on a yellow on a 6.4 as well. Not a great performance from Tonali. Tonali and Bruno G don't really do anything, if I'm honest. Great save from Nick Pope again. It's great to have a keeper back in goal rather than Lunin, who we've just signed and can't catch a cold. Kulusevski's put it wide. And but yeah, Tonali and Bruno G don't really seem to do anything, which is very, very frustrating because we'd quite like them to do stuff. I'm going to slow things down and go a little bit shorter on passing directness and try and keep this width because I think that's where we're going to get the luck, right? The three there are very, very good. So it's going to be trying to get out wide and get him out wide because Emerson Royale and Mickey van der Ven do not fill me with a lot of confidence. They're playing a sort of very inverted system as well. So we should be able to get something out wide against them. Van der Ven down the line. Trippier does retain possession and hopefully now we can build out. Botman on the ball. Great ball to no one. Okay, Matt Target, please don't lose the ball. Does find Tonali. Back into Fabian Schär. Nice. Into Tonali. Very nice. Drives through. Oh, it's a shocking ball, and Tonali's just lost the ball again. Maddison can drive the defence. We know how good he is, but he's driven that one wide, and Tonali's going to come off. He's not been good enough recently. Joelinton, come on and show me why you need to be starting. Mickey van de Ven with the throw-in. Lo Celso to Romero to Mickey van de Ven. Into Lo Celso again. He's pulling the strings up there. Jedson, can we get it clear? Target, why are you dilly-dallying on the ball? What are you doing? Mickey van de Ven. Romero. Bentancur, we've pushed him all the way back. Can we now get up a little bit, please? Push him, push him. Well, they're so easy for them to build out. Dyer to Richarlison to Lo Celso. We've pulled out the centre back. Maddison's got space. Richarlison's in. He's scored and he's not offside. I don't care what the lino says. He's certainly not offside, and we're 2-0 down. But it's been better. We've created more, but it's just too easy to play out against us. I don't know why Fabian Schär's so aggressive there. The ball from Maddison's fantastic, and Richarlison shouldn't be missing that, and he doesn't. And we've lost again, which obviously isn't good, but I feel like we're getting there. I don't know if the board is going to let us get there, because 9 losses, just 4 draws, that's what it is. We either get battered or we batter teams, and the 4+ goal difference probably shows that. We've lost 2-0 today in a game that I don't think we deserve to lose. I'm not happy with it, of course, but it is what it is, isn't it? At the end of the day, we need to pick ourselves up. We can't have the rest of this season. The board want a meeting, of course they do. I'm not surprised. I mean, this would be quite some ending to a January special. It's an E. Performance has not been good enough and under serious threat. What are you saying, board? We are not happy with the current performance, and we consider your position in the club. We'd like to know why you think the team performed so badly. What is our? Can I back out of this? I hope so. What is our next month looking like? West Ham, Luton, Liverpool, Brighton. Oh, it's not even helpful, is it? It's not even helpful, but I'm going to have to try and promise. Looking at how, I appreciate that things haven't been going well to plan, but our next few fixtures look more favourable. They don't. We've had a lot of injuries, which we have, and I need more time to fix the damage. We've had a difficult run of games, which is therefore I feel we should be affording more time to put things right. We'll take the hard run of fixtures into account. We want to know how you plan to improve the team's performances. The morale amongst the squad is poor, which I think is easily rectified. We're prepared to give you the time to pick the players up. Believe it's important to stay on good terms with you. So hopefully we can continue to work together and build a positive future for this club. How we've still got our job, I genuinely don't know, because that is the worst meeting I've ever had in my life. That was not great. We've got deadline day ahead. We have not got a lot of money to go ahead and spend. And we're on the back foot, I think it's safe to say. We've got 11 million. We might be able to bring another signing in. We'll have to see. 6, not even 6. 3.5 mil, maybe a loan signing on deadline day. Let's see if anything comes of our January special. Right, well, this is very, very, very tempting. Callum Wilson. I would take money for him right now. Can we try and get a little bit more as it is deadline day, and we can then bring in someone to play as a backup to Isaac? Right, we'll go with this. Callum Wilson, please go. I actually beg Callum Wilson goes, because we can, even if we don't get a replacement and he's useless anyway, he's rejected him. Oh, it couldn't have got better. Right, Longstaff's after West Ham on loan as a squad player. Should hopefully help our, what's it called? The help of the squad, the dynamics, because obviously that's another player that we haven't got to think about too much. It's only Trippier and Joelinton that are a little bit worried. If there's a lack of squad depth at centre-back, I agree, Joelinton, to be honest. Can we get someone in on loan? Possibly. I don't even know at this point. Right, well, I think I've worked some magic. I've got £27 million for Joe Willock, who is not even a backup centre-mid at this point. He is lower down the list than Joelinton. He's behind Vincente Pizarro, and he's behind obviously Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes. We've signed Smith Rowe and we've signed Brahim Diaz. I've made 2 signings on deadline day. This has been stressful, but I think we've just improved the squad massively. Deo Upamecano. I mean, the greatest loan signing on deadline day you'll ever see. There is absolutely no chance we make this permanent. There is an optional future fee of £86 million. It's not happening. £5 million at the end of this year to save our job. Yes, good signing. And Brian Zaragoza is an attacking winger who can finish. He can dribble. He's got pace. He's got flair. He's got technique. He's got vision. £12 million, and he is also in the door. And I think we may have just hopefully saved our job. I've got no idea if we have or not. Obviously, Dan Burns unhappy because Upamecano is 15 times the player of him. But I'm praying that right there saves their job. Them 2 signings are absolutely massive. Now, we'll talk to Dan Burn and tell him, look, don't worry about it. You'll need to prove you deserve the spot more than him. But let's play your game, Dan. Do not get sussy with me. If you train at an 8, you will keep your position in the squad. Okay, alright, that was a little bit high to be fair. What about 7.5, Dan? Thank you, he can work with that. Train well, you keep your place. Upamecano, a massive signing on deadline day. I mean, that's it for me. I'm done. The board are buzzing, the supporters are buzzing. That might have saved our job. Just to wrap up then this ridiculous transfer window, we have signed on this January transfer window way too many players. Harry Maguire, Andre Lunin, Emil Smith-Rowe, Brahim Diaz, phone can shut up, Fran Garcia, Upamecano on loan, and Zaragoza. And out of the door in January, there's been an absolute fire sale. Alex Murphy, Michael Windewemi's gone out on loan, Amadou Diallo has been sold, Anderson out on loan, Lascelles sold, Dubravka sold, Marley out on loan, Dummett loaned, Max Thompson sold, Longstaff loaned, Willock sold, and I think we're there. Thank you for watching a January bumper special. I hope you've enjoyed, because I've enjoyed making it. It's been a little bit wacky and crazy. I've got no idea when we're going to come back next, but hopefully I've still got a job. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.